This is Soundoff60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show.
Moon may be over. You tell us. How does Ed Orgeron handle that immense pressure in college football to win, and of course, what comes being the LSU head coach?
You understand the expectations of LSU. Have the same expectations of myself and my staff.
Yeah.
I've been at Miami, I've been at USC when you expected to win. That's the reason I wanted the job.
Soundoff60 is presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, where your future is our history. Also presented by Walk-Ons Bistro and Bar, home of Soundoff60. And brought to you by Relief Windows, for replacement windows, doors, and storm force windows. ReliefWindows.com. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
Happy Thanksgiving week, one and all. Welcome to the holiday show here at Soundoff60. We're raring to go, aren't we?
Yes,
I'm
we are.
ready.
Ready? Everybody in a festive mood?
I'm just waiting till my Tigers get past A&M, and I'm gonna be much happier.
Then you'll be much happier and
10-2 really sounds good right now.
It should sound
10-2
good.
really sounds good.
That's all recipe. Get it? Recipe. Ready?
Recipe.
You got your recipe?
I get that.
Yeah.
I get
All
that.
No
Make
pun
something
intended.
real
Recipe
good.
for a New Year's Day bowl. A lot to talk about, boys and girls. Glad to have you with us tonight and all week long for Soundoff60 here at Walk-Ons in Lake
Always a
Charles.
good
Got a
place
lot
to
of
be.
football to talk about. We'll get into
Lots
some
of
basketball
football.
too. All right. For McNeese Cowboys season, and again, Kevin, this is just teaser now. We're just kind of dipping our toes into these subjects. For a McNeese Cowboys season that began with such promise and ended in such agony, losing 3 straight, 4 of the last 5 literally fell off the cliff, and there's reasons for that. I mean, I didn't see this coming. I saw a championship, at least a share of the crown, and a playoff appearance.
I would have to agree with
Yeah.
you.
The defense is what gave me high expectations that this team was gonna go forward, Rick.
Yeah. All starts with the offensive. The offensive line is the engine of any team. And guys, I'll take it a step further,
It
and
helps
we've been
everything
around
else.
this game, each of us probably close to 40 years in some form or fashion. But you know, when you have an engine that's working, it does play a role in regards to the defense, in regards to time of possession,
Oh my
in
God,
regards to
does
the
it
amount
ever?
of
That's
time.
what I've been preaching, Rick.
And the effect, and I got into that with Lance Guidry this week, the effect physically and injuries because his defense was on the field so much.
Offensive line is the one portion I feel you can't work around. It either plays or it doesn't.
Hey, you're right.
It starts and
You
finishes
either have the
everything.
bodies
It
or you
starts
don't.
and finishes
Can't hide
everything.
that.
You cannot.
It starts and finishes everything. And Scooter's right about that.
Yeah, you
and,
can't hide
and
it.
Rick, I've always said it. For the defense to be effective, you've got to let me sit down and look at what's going on so I can evaluate things and come back and even give that team another 1, 2, 3 and out.
Yeah.
But when you got the offense 1, 2, and 3, Rick, how can the defense even perform?
Post-game or post-season comments by Lance Guidry, a little programming note for next week in the 4th chair. You know what the 4th chair is. Lance Guidry will come in with us here at Walk-Ons to talk about the year that was 2018, and we'll peek under the curtain for 2019. But, you know, he mentioned this week in post-season comments that, you know, against Lamar, they simply ran out of bodies. I mean, the injuries were massive on the defensive line. They just ran out of bodies, guys. So they ran out of bodies probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
But can we credit Lamar that was a pretty good team?
Yeah, they were.
Okay,
Well, they're
I
in
mean,
the
I don't want to take
playoffs.
anything
They're in the
away
playoffs.
from Lamar,
And-
but
I mean,
man, Lamar's a pretty good team.
And nice segue, Hobbs. FCS playoff selection over the weekend. Once again, the Southland gets 3 with Nickel State, the eventual champion.
That's 2 years in a row. The Southland gets 3.
Yes.
And McNeese isn't one of them.
Isn't one of them.
Well, that just doesn't sound right.
It doesn't, and we'll get into that later
How
on
long
in the
was
show.
McNeese the bell cow of that conference?
You're right. Think about it in this respect as we move ahead. Incarnate Word. I struggle just to say it. Incarnate Word
Is in the playoffs.
In the
Believe
playoffs
it.
with
Believe it, though,
Lamar. With Lamar.
Believe it.
Who just started, got back into football. What, about 5 years ago?
Oh, it's longer than that.
Is
It's
it
been
longer
a
than
good
that?
10.
10?
It had been 10 years.
Oh, it had
Scooter,
been 10 years,
It had
Scooter.
been
No,
10 years.
not that
Lamar
long.
had been
But
back
here it
more
is.
than 10 years.
Here it is.
Yeah, more than 5,
Remember,
but not 10.
the last couple of years, those were the 2 lower. They were the drags.
They were.
And now UCA,
For
McNeese, and
that
Sam
matter,
Houston
if
is
you want to say it, Nichols was kind of the drag.
kind of the way
That's
too.
another
You're
one.
right.
Nichols was another
so
one.
the conference has flipped. the powers are now out and lower. So anyway,
I can remember years ago, Scooter, you and myself, we used to make fun of incarnate word. We
didn't make fun of them. It was just
Yeah, we made fun of them.
They didn't even have
No,
a
we made
football
fun of them,
team.
Rick.
You're right.
Till they
We made
joined
fun
the
of 'em, Rick.
You're right.
Southland.
All right.
Well, I mean, I've criticized the Southland for bringing in a team without football. We're going to start.
We're going to start a football team.
Hell, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to expand. You got to
Wow.
expand. LSU Tigers did what they had to do over the lowly Rice Owls.
Yeah.
Now it's all A&M, the Aggies this week, and positioning for
It
that
is.
New Year's Bowl. Is it
Yeah.
Sugar or Fiesta, or we're gonna have to wait
Sugar.
on Georgia?
Sugar.
You
Gotta
can't-
go to
You
sugar.
can't guess that. Well, no, he's going with his heart,
Sugar.
what he
Right,
wants.
sugar, right.
I mean, those New Year's Day bowls, that's up to the playoff committee.
Yeah, it is.
They set those as
Exactly,
well.
exactly.
And I learned long ago to quit trying to guess what bowl LSU's going to.
Yeah.
So we'll wait.
If you want to
till we-
pack
But
the
it-
Superdome, Sugar Bowl
Well,
is the one.
I got you there,
okay?
but let's
if you
for
want to pack
LSU's
the
purposes,
Superdome.
let's hope it's not the citrus or the Outback. It won't be the citrus in the Outback.
Well, that would be with a loss.
That would be
Yeah.
a loss. Okay,
Yeah, that
we're
would be.
looking ahead.
That
on
would
that.
be.
All right. A little bit later on in the show, Les Miles in the news.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
love
talk-
it.
We knew it. We knew it
We're
was
going
going
to
to
talk
happen.
to you
Rick.
about where Les Miles
He has
knew that it was gonna
next
happen.
year. We'll get into that.
He has a want to coach again.
Yeah.
10,000 hours, Scooter. 10,000 hours, okay?
What?
That's what
I
he
don't know.
referenced to.
I don't know
You gotta
how-
watch the news, Scooter. Not just read the paper and write the news. You gotta watch the news sometimes, Scooter.
I don't know how much more I can say about the New Orleans Saints. That hasn't already been said.
Can we
and
go to
will be
break?
said.
Can we go to break now?
Oh, you're biting at the bit to put try to find some kind of voodoo dagger to stick in their back? You're simply a non-believer. and I
I'm
just don't
excited
get it.
about you, Rick. But look,
I just watched those games with my jaw dropped.
And well, yeah.
I'm
it's-
like,
it's- this is
the
this-
Eagles did play and win the Super Bowl last year,
Last
right?
year.
Am I correct in
Yeah.
saying that, Scooter?
Yeah, they did. All right.
Okay.
I believe so.
All right,
Okay.
we've got a chuck wagon full of things we're going to sink our teeth in. It is a holiday week and it's
Wow.
Thanksgiving. Who missed
A
the memo?
chuck
Were you
wagon?
not responsible for the holiday festival kind of stuff, the turkeys
thought
and
this-
pumpkins?
Would
Scooter's
you
not-
just
normally-
stick a turkey up here?
Yeah, we can stick a pumpkin or
Always
something.
something. We have
I don't
Arms
know.
again.
Over
We
the
can't miss
years,
it for Christmas,
If there
okay?
is a holiday,
We can't miss it for Christmas.
I have to ignore a holiday that my daughter was deprived of growing up.
Uh-huh.
It's
'Cause you were never home.
Thanksgiving. My job in Thanksgiving is a holiday just
Yeah.
do not work out.
You were never home.
Don't throw all that on us.
He had to
Well,
work.
you're
He-
asking me
He had to work.
to
Bless his
bring the
heart. He had to
turkey?
work.
No,
I don't even
bring
know
the
it's a
nice
holiday.
festive, the
Really?
look, a pumpkin or two.
Something.
Come on, man.
Something fall.
Halloween.
Something.
Huh?
Something.
No,
looks
it's
fall.
part of the fall thing.
We
All right.
understand, Scooter. We
Enough,
do.
Enough silliness. We'll take a 2-minute back,
Yes.
2-minute break. We're coming back to Walk On. Stay right there.
Yeah, we need to get some decorations for Christmas.
Soundoff60 is brought to you by Walk-Ons Bistro and Bar, where great food, your sports, and good times roll. Stay here. The boys will be right back.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Well, Relief Wind is going to get quality. We're going to make sure that the job is actually ordered correctly. Experienced measure tech, experienced salesman, experienced installer. Service. Customer satisfaction. That's our #1 product. At Relief Windows, you're going to get somebody going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do. Nobody's going to run with your money. We're going to take care of you. At Relief Windows, we're not only windows, we're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Casio Sports Medicine.
When you show up to a holiday party with a great tasting, less filling light beer, you might need to find a backup fridge. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
All right, welcome back to Walk On Soundoff60, a programming
back.
reminder.
Yes, we are.
Next week, it will be Lance Guidry in the fourth chair talking about the Cowboys and the season of 2018.
Yes.
That, you know, you want to remember the first half, but boy, you want to forget the second half. 5-1. 5-1 at one point in September.
Yes, they
got
were.
as high as number 6 in the
5-1.
country. And then the cliff started. The toes were on the cliff. If you remember the open date, San Antonio, Incarnate Word,
Yeah.
48 to whatever, 13 debacle. Then it went over the cliff, gentlemen. And I asked Lance Guidry this week about it, and yeah, he pointed to that open week and coming back and just no execution, the embarrassing loss. That started it. That started it.
But losing 4 of the last 5, the last 3, and I know, give me all the excuses you want. Injuries, extenuating circumstances.
Not my excuses. You're just saying, just out floating around. Okay.
Floating around.
Right.
But doesn't that kind of symbolize some of the tough, big losses they've had over the last 2-3 years? But, you know, things moving along.
Yeah.
Few missed opportunities, and bam, get beat at the end.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way the season went.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what?
You're
4 or 5
oversimplifying.
weeks
I know
ago?
what you're oversimplifying.
4 or 5 weeks ago, you know, we're talking about national seed for the
Close
tournament.
to. Yeah. Let me ask you a question,
Yes.
Rick. Scooter and I normally, when McNeese is playing at home, if LSU's at home, we're in Baton Rouge. So you see a lot more of the McNeese games than what Scooter and I do. Let me ask you a question. How big of a factor you think Tavery was in where McNeese ended up at? How big a factor?
The inconsistency at quarterback was a big factor. And I think James Tavery was still their best option. I said it for the last 4 or 5 weeks. I know what Cody Orgeron did against UCA. They were struggling. He went in. He gave them a different look, and they ended up winning that game. I understand that. But overall, if you're going to get into the playoffs, Tavery was it. He took some major steps back, in my opinion. And some of it was indecisiveness and bad decisions on his part.
Too quick to get rid of.
And again, but it all starts up front. And it all starts when you can't turn around and hand the ball off and get at least 3 yards, 3.5, maybe. They average at most of the season, Kevin, less than 2 yards a carry. You can't put it all on him when you've got no running game, an inconsistent line, and receivers that at times didn't really help him out. I'm talking about separation and catching balls consistently. And really, they were out their number 1 possession receiver, Parker Orgeron, for 80% of the year, it seemed like.
So the majority of his fault that you would put on him was really because the people around him didn't perform the way that they should have.
And then you got to get into play calling, creativity, imagination, targeting matchups in games. You got as an offensive, you've got to start the game and target a matchup on film and in the game, and then take advantage of those
This
matchups.
is my take
Maybe they
on it,
didn't
Rick.
have them. I don't know.
We've always said in years of doing this show that your quarterback is your trigger guy.
He is.
No matter what.
Most important.
Everything's really going to fall back on him. Now, Rick, when you're 3rd and 6 and you can't complete a 6-yard pass, that's got to be the quarterback. Rick.
Well,
That's,
it's not always, Kevin. You know that.
That's kind of simplified.
No, but I'm saying there are situations that you as the quarterback, you've got to make the best decision possible for your team to move them past, to move the chains.
But he has to have
and
options.
when you can't.
But he has to have options. You know what I see? You know I struggled with?
But good
For one thing,
quarterbacks
they
are going to
couldn't
always
run.
go above that, Rick.
They couldn't run, and they couldn't figure out a way to get the ball to an all-conference tight end in LaWayne Ross. And they couldn't do a little quick 5-6 yard slant over the middle to get that.
Look,
to get that.
All right.
I know
Maybe
Lance
they didn't have the
Guidry. I know
matchup.
Lance
gotta-
Guidry and his staff are smart enough to know if you've got a quarterback that's having some inconsistencies, you can do things and you can call plays to where you can help him out and get him in some
Yes.
type of rhythm.
Yeah.
But Rick, when he's limited as to what he can do, there's a lot of things you
You're
can't
going
do.
back. You're
Rick,
going
your
back.
playbook
You're going
shrinks.
back to his
It
inability
shrinks
to
down,
move.
Rick.
I know where you're going.
It
His
shrinks down.
inability to move. You want a quarterback that can, and I understand that. And I think this coaching staff understands that he didn't give them options
You've got
to stretch
to
a
be
play.
more than one-dimensional at that position, Rick.
All right.
You've got to be.
Right, there's my dissertation
You have to be,
on
Scooter.
that. There's
You
my
can't
what?
be. When you have an
I mean,
offensive line such as
explain to
McNeese,
me, the
you
one
have to
game
be.
I was able to see was Orgeron's first start.
Yeah.
Central Arkansas. I thought they looked fine. But that's the only game they won out of the last 5.
Yeah.
What was the difference?
Yeah. Injuries started mounting up.
Yeah.
Injuries did.
But Rick,
defensive line injuries. Again, this is a team that has to run the ball first. And there were no holes. They couldn't run the ball. And either the running back, now David Ham had his career day against Lamar, right? And look what happened. The offense kind of, they still lost the game.
Yeah.
Why did they lose the game? Do you want to point at the secondary for giving up yet another chunk play by letting a wideout get behind them?
That's been a problem.
That has been a problem.
That's been a
That
problem.
has been a recurring
This is a
theme.
team sport, guys. But boy, again, the offense has been a problem all year from game one. Northern Colorado, game one.
Yeah.
They couldn't run the football. And then, of course, some injuries and, no excuses. You got to have bodies go in and out of the offensive line, just like LSU, just
have
like
to.
the Saints.
It's gonna happen.
Just like any team in the country.
It's gonna happen.
And they were unable to do that. And,
No.
and extremely, it's
They couldn't
frustrating.
make adjustments
It's
to
gotta
where
be
the
frustrating
injuries
for that program.
really hurt them more so than
Yeah.
anything. They just couldn't make the adjustments.
Yeah, now, so here they are, 6-5, but Sam Houston, 6-5. Central Arkansas, 6-5, out of the playoffs.
None of them were 5-1 at one point.
I just have a hard
Central
time-
Arkansas was in the top 10 at one point.
I have a
I don't know
hard
if they were
time
5-1, but they were in.
understanding and believing right now, sitting here in November, that McNeese is 6-5.
Yeah.
I just have a
With
hard
that
time.
defense.
I can't.
With that defense. Yeah, but the defense, in some instances, can
You can-
score, but they can't score
Yeah.
enough points to win a game.
And Rick,
and that's where it fell.
And as a defense, and I know that they've given the ball to the offense more so many times that they should have scored on, but that's the thing. When an offense can get the ball back from a defense that's holding a team to 3 and out, I mean, you've got to do something with it,
yeah.
Rick, because you're giving yourself more of an opportunity to
Third
score.
down, I don't know the final numbers, but third down conversion definitely took a slip from last year. Last year was a down offensive year, okay?
Yeah.
Think about this year. I mean, even downer than last year. So this is a look, and Lance Guidry knows they're going to take all the time they need between now and spring to figure it out. And he refused in his post-game comment to hey, I can't pinpoint exactly what I'm going to change. We're talking about staff changes, personnel change, maybe even a concept change. It's a little early for that.
I think
but
you've
the
got to get
changes
some-
have to occur.
You've got to get some bigger bodies on offense. You've got to get some bigger bodies on
And
offense.
Interesting you should say that
You have
because,
to.
and I'm quoting Lance Guidry now.
And that goes for
probably be-
LSU also.
I'm
That goes
quoting
for
Lance
LSU
Guidry
also.
that, and LSU's fighting that too. There's just, as quoting him, there's just not a whole lot of corn-fed guys from Nebraska, Montana, Wyoming,
you're
and
right.
all those Dakotas.
That's willing to
those
come
big
down
guys
here.
that play offensive line. We don't have them in the South, and they're hard to come by.
That's not a
LSU's got
new
'em.
development.
It isn't. But you got to go out and find them.
But you got to go get them, Scooter.
You got to get big guys
You
to
have
be
to
able
go
to
get
go
'em, man.
and they were
And
unable to do that.
and
All right.
that's the tough
It wasn't like in McNeese's salad days they were recruiting Nebraska and
That's right.
Iowa.
That's right.
No,
the game
you're
has
right.
changed, though, right?
It has
With all
changed.
the transfers and all the
It has
movement
changed a lot.
Later on in the show, we'll talk about Lance Guidry's contract situation. 3-year contract's over.
It's over. That quick. I can't believe it's been 3
I know.
years already.
He'll sit
I
down with
can't.
the university. We'll talk about that a
can't.
little bit later on in the show. Up next, though, the 9-1 Saints. They are streaking. Are they headed to the Super Bowl? Are they headed to the NFC Championship game? I'm looking at one guy that says probably thinks maybe not. We'll come back to walk.
I don't know. I'll tell you when we come back.
All right, stay right there.
Soundoff60 brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
This is Brandon Holly, 6'2", former college football player. He and his steel crowbar can't get through this storm force impact window from Relief Windows. Call 337-456-1699.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Still swinging? Get your storm force impact windows from Relief Windows today. Call 337-456-1699. 456-1699.
Tired of ineffective radio and newspaper ads? Give billboard advertising a try. With over 250 billboards in the Lake Charles and Baton Rouge areas, AdSource Outdoor is a great way to get your business noticed. Call us at 337-477-4470. Get spotted with AdSource.
All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons. We've covered a little bit of the LSU Tigers. We'll get into more of that later on in the show. Les Miles is on our table.
Hey, but don't be shying my Tigers away because your Saints are winning. Don't be just kind of like shying my Tigers like we'll get back to the LSU Tigers
if I could reach it,
what
I'd
is
shine
that all
that
about,
helmet
Rick?
up. Let me throw out.
The Saints are doing great, Rick. The Saints are doing really, really good.
Really,
but
really,
I mean,
they're the best in the league.
I mean, there's an itinerary to follow.
Yeah, well, I know.
Just be quiet.
Let me throw out the numbers.
You just sit
Once
there
in
and
your
be
life.
Scooter. You sit there and be Scooter.
I'm trying to run roughshod, folks. let me throw out a couple.
You sit there and be
Let me
Scooter,
just
okay?
throw out a couple of just staggering numbers, okay?
Okay.
All right, no shock really. Number 1 offense in the NFL. Number 1 in points, 3rd in passing, 6th in rushing. A margin of victory.
They're 9-1, Rick.
16 points.
They're 9-1.
Margin of victory.
This is starting.
For 10 games.
Forget
16
number
points.
1 offense in the NFL. This is starting to look more like one of the NFL's historically great offenses.
Yes.
Of
I'm
all
not going to go
time.
that far. I'm not
They
going
have
that
scored
far,
40
okay?
or more in 6 games.
not gonna go that far.
And let us not forget the defense. Still number 1 against the rush.
What, the year that they won the Super Bowl twice was the Rams. Nobody has
only
matched
won it
that record,
once.
but nobody's matched that record. It
Well,
was
yeah,
the turf
the
show.
Saints are right
yeah,
on
they
it.
was
The
beating
greatest
people
show
by
on
50.
turf. Well,
I mean,
I don't know about that.
They hadn't matched that, Scooter. Now you're going overboard, okay? They hadn't matched that.
This
They're
is
right on the verge of it.
This is prolific.
I'm right for once, okay?
This is
I'm right for
prolific.
once.
All right, I'm going to end up doing this show by myself from this side. This is a prolific offense, but boy, this is a balance.
But
It
that's
is.
all.
Defense.
That's all
This
you
is-
want to talk about, or people want to talk about.
I know.
Is the offense.
Look at this
How about the
defense.
defense?
What's the old saying? Bend but don't break.
Oh, I don't know if they only broke 1 time against the Eagles.
They
Now,
had
look,
they had some breakdowns. But,
let's put this.
The
in
Eagles
perspective.
but
had
when you've
one
got an
drive.
offense, what? Can't you mess up on defense a little bit?
I mean, they scored like
Yeah,
they
Rick,
scored
come
on
on,
every
man.
trip in the red zone except maybe
Jesus.
1 against let's put this in perspective. This is a depleted Philadelphia team.
It
I mean,
is.
the offensive
It is.
line has
But
been
it's
horrible
an
all year.
NFL team.
It is. They lost
they-
almost their entire secondary. We'll get
They
on the
have some
Malcolm
people, and
Jenkins
people don't
story in
know
a
that
minute.
though,
Yeah.
because that's why they're saying, well, didn't they win the Super Bowl last year? But
Yeah.
they got a huge amount of
I
people
mean,
that's
they
not
they
playing.
were just
They do.
So what is it going to take to convince you of the?
I'm saying-
I'm sticking with my theory from last week, and I keep thinking, well, they can't wow me any more than this. And
they
then the
just
next
did.
week they do.
Well, but
My only, at what point do we worry that they peaked too soon? That is the only thing right now, other than
And here's my response. I thought
the
of this. I thought
unthinkable
of,
injury.
What, if,
with the
if they're
wins
not
right
peaking,
now,
Scooter,
gonna put you at home.
their chances of they're not winning, and you don't want to not win because you need home field.
You want that.
So
You
I
want
want
home
to be
field.
peaking every week.
Yeah, you want home
In
field
the
advantage.
NFL, you have to
want
peak
that.
every week.
You definitely want home
I
field.
I get that. But when do you worry? Because the last 3 weeks, really, I've said, that's as good as this team can play. And then they play a little better
But
the
see,
next week.
And what makes it good? And we talk about it, guys. We talked about it for LSU and McNeese. It's the balance.
Yeah.
Rick, when you can't throw it, I'll be darned if we don't have 2 running backs that's going to get the first down.
Well, because they have just incredible talent.
They have it.
But I do
They have it.
think more and more, even though, you know, when they're promoing games and stuff, you know, it's Drew Brees and Kamara and all.
Yeah.
But the defense is the difference in this team.
Did you see
Thank
the
you,
play?
Scooter.
Year and
Thank
now.
you, Scooter.
Did
Thank
you
you.
see the play of Cam Jordan on the little trickery play by the Eagles?
Yeah.
And he moved toward the backfield, and then he caught the receiver.
I know.
Trying to do a reverse.
Yeah.
This is a defensive end. He ran down the receiver. That's just.
Well, he's playing as good as any defensive lineman in the league.
He
A
really
bad
is.
guy, Rick, okay?
I don't know what more. I
don't know what more you can say about the
This
Saints
is an
either.
MVP year. This is an MVP
is.
year. If he doesn't win it this year,
I'm
for
watching
Drew
this
Brees,
game
this is MVP.
yesterday. And you talk about all the weapons they have and everything, but they were doing everything they could do to take Michael Thomas out of that game.
They did, didn't they?
And Drew Brees kept throwing touchdowns to somebody named Carr, and I'm like,
Yeah.
who?
Yeah.
Who is that?
The slot receiver.
Slot receiver, Carr.
And
Austin Carr.
Smith. And I will go back. The 3 of us, well, not him, he's too good to think about. The 3 of us could play receiver for the Saints, and Drew Brees would throw us open.
Yeah.
He would.
But
give Taquan Smith some credit.
No.
He caught some tough balls.
No, he did.
Because Brees threw some high balls at him. And
Early
man,
in the
that
game,
young player
he
just,
did.
Yeah, that young player just.
Early in the game, I was thinking, I'm seeing Brees sharper than this.
Yeah.
But after the first drive or two, he
got on.
I'm going to tell you what Sean Payton them looks at when they go and watch film. They know there's not a linebacker in the league that can cover Kamara. No. There's not many defensive backs that can cover this kid.
Right.
So what do you do as a defensive team? We know we're going to stretch you because if we put him out there in open space, you're not worrying about my guys going deep.
Right.
But who's going to worry about him in open space? There's not a linebacker that can cover this guy.
The Eagles at times
That's
doubled
the advantage
Kamara,
the
they
Saints
doubled
have.
Thomas, and then when Brees saw the matchups and he just went to other guys.
That's
Carr,
what you can do, really.
Arnold.
Yeah.
He got to
Arnold, that
Tom-
was another.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
who?
Yeah.
Who is
It's
that?
going to be
Dan
hard,
Arnold,
Rick,
a
for
tight
any
end.
team to defend the Saints.
And Mark
It's going to be
Ingram.
hard.
I just
And Mark
really and
Ingram.
true
Just-
wonder. Oh, yeah.
Mark Ingram.
Somebody told him something 2 years ago that changed his playing career playing however, changed him.
It's becoming so routine. I just wonder if we're not starting to take it for granted and we really appreciate what we're seeing in Drew Brees, the best quarterback in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
I will say it again.
Well, I appreciate it greatly. I don't know my colleague on the far
I'm not
other
saying
side,
nothing, Scooter.
but I know
What
I'm
is
not
the
saying
Packers'
nothing.
record? What's your boy's record?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
4-5-1, I think.
4-5-1.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No,
it is. It's
no.
a losing record.
No,
Aaron Rodgers
they're over
is a
500.
losing.
They're over 500.
No, they're losing.
They're over
They're
500.
losing.
No, they're not.
Anyway,
You know you haven't looked
Aaron
and
Rodgers,
I have.
a passion for, and it's not going to change. Now, you're talking about MVP? I don't know. Look at your boy with the Steelers. Ben is having an MVP year.
No.
You don't think Ben?
Not like Drew Brees has 25 touchdowns and 1 pick.
He's winning more games.
Actually, it's between him, Mahomes, and Todd Gurley. And Todd Gurley isn't going to win it because he's a running back. It's Mahomes or Brees. And Brees should win it.
If Mahomes, if he performs tonight on this big stage.
Now that's a big game.
If he
You're
performs
watching
tonight on this
show,
big stage.
This Rams and Chiefs game is big
Yeah,
in
it
regards
is.
to the further quest for home field
Oh, it
advantage.
is.
And let me
It
tell
is.
you, I was at the game. And let me tell you, that home field, they
makes a
had
difference, Rick.
Carson Wentz flustered.
I went
and
to a
very
game.
upset.
It makes a
poor
difference.
communication and everything.
He was throwing lollipops.
He was.
He might as well have been on a Mardi Gras float.
He was flustered. He was really flustered.
That crowd had the Eagles flustered, no doubt.
Before we go to break, you've been a real big Saints fan. There was a player with the Eagles, defensive back player, that shot the bird at the Saints head coach.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
How
but
inappropriate you thought that was, Scooter?
Well, apparently they made up afterwards.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they did, but I wanted to
Did
just
you
start
hear
some
what?
mess.
Did you hear what Peyton said about him
No,
afterwards?
I didn't.
Said letting him go was the biggest personnel mistake they've made
Wow.
in the 13 years that
And
Peyton
I-
has been
He
there.
said
I
that?
would
Yeah.
agree with him. Yeah.
Wow.
Even more of a mistake than letting Darren
So
Sproles
apparently,
go.
and he
He said he thought
and
Sean was
Jenkins-
running the scores up, and that's what pissed him off.
It was a
He said
fourth
he
down
thought
play.
Yeah.
He said he thought they was running the scores up, and it pissed him off.
And Jenkins kind of apologized afterward, too. Don't make a big deal
Jenkins a classy guy.
He
got
is.
a little
He
emotional.
is.
That's football.
I just thought that was really surprising for him to do that.
Yeah, it's an emotional game. They kissed and made up.
All right. He did.
Take a break. Come back. The Bayou Bengals of LSU. We'll get into
You
that.
happy now?
My Tigers. All right.
Boy, it really kicked up on Rice, didn't they?
I don't know why you're so excited. They beat Rice. Holy smokes. We're coming back in 2 minutes.
It's always good to talk about my Tigers. That's all.
Soundoff60 brought to you by Relief Windows for replacement windows, doors, and storm force windows. ReliefWindows.com.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
When you show up to a holiday party with a great tasting, less filling light beer, you might need to find a backup fridge. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
All right, welcome back to the show. Glad to have you aboard. Happy Thanksgiving week, by the way. It's our holiday show. Wishing you a very safe and happy Thanksgiving with all your friends and family, of course. Should be weather, hopefully, will be good for the holiday coming up and for the entire weekend. Because a lot of football. Speaking of football, maybe a little bit later on the show, Saints hosting the Falcons on a Thursday night game. Huge, short week. Falcons coming off a loss. Carolina lost to the Dallas Cowboys. We'll talk about the Cowboys' resurgence a little bit later on. But Saints playing on a short week, so we'll get into that. I don't know.
But just
you're
to go
all
back,
humped up about LSU. What do you want to talk about?
No, just
the Rice Owls.
I need my Tigers to go down to College Station and win.
All right, let's talk about the Aggies.
And not beat A&M by, say, a touchdown. It needs to be a margin of victory. That's going to make them look real good.
No, you better hope 1 point coming out of that place. This isn't the old Aggies. Jimbo's got them playing a little tougher.
Jimbo's doing some things down there different. Yeah, but I think with the 10-2 record and beating the Aggies convincingly, I think that put LSU in a really good spot.
No,
really good spot.
Let me correct you. Beating Texas A&M by 1 point.
You keep saying 1 point. Okay.
We'll put LSU in a great spot.
Okay, 1 point will be enough, Scooter. Okay. Right. 1 point.
It's never enough for you.
What do you think?
What do you
think the biggest challenge LSU will have with the Aggies?
A&M can throw the ball. A&M can throw the ball.
Is it young
quarterback? They can throw the ball.
I kind of like Dave Aranda to handle their offense. A&M leads the SEC in running defense.
They are good.
I don't know. Regardless of the way they cranked it up against Rice, and don't think that was an accident.
No, I know that.
A team they didn't really have to throw that much against. They were throwing
First downs
it all
were
over
easy
the
to get
field.
to. First downs were easy to get.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Against Rice.
Wasn't hard.
But even Orgeron was saying today at the press luncheon, you know, they can't just drop back and throw every down because you know they have trouble protecting all year long. particularly as much as A&M likes to blitz. So they've got to find some way to run the ball to a degree. And this is not Rice's defense.
There are plays that you can offset that. If a defense is going to come at you, there's plays that you have in your offensive playbook that you can stop that with. Good coaches know that. But my only concern is A&M will get you when you're not thinking about them throwing the ball deep. They've got a pretty good quarterback. He's had an up and down year, though. But I think A&M can throw the ball well. And we've got a hell of a defensive secondary. But that's my challenge.
And it'll be back healthy.
That's my challenge.
That secondary will be healthy this week.
That's my only challenge that I see with A&M throwing the ball.
So Orgeron and Ensminger and Burrow, they were just getting things primed with the passing game. So they get it.
I can figure. And
you know, getting ready to throw a little bit
I heard
more.
a lot of players, got that offensive mojo back. It was
Rice.
It was Rice.
It was Rice.
It was Rice. And granted that there should have been 3 more touchdowns that could have added to that, but neither here nor there. But my only concern is that I have flashbacks of A&M and Clemson. Okay? I have flashbacks to that game, man. That game made me a believer for a minute in the beginning of the year.
A&M probably should have won that game.
Yeah, they probably should have won the game, okay? But that's the only thing that gives me flashbacks. The way they threw the ball against Clemson, that bothers me a little bit, Rick.
Well, it's obviously regular season
but if
finale.
LSU has a strength, it's that secondary.
It's the secondary, Scooter.
Now, they need to get a little more pressure.
Yeah.
That's been their weakness, not getting
the
pressure
secondary. I agree.
on the quarterback.
I agree.
But I'll put LSU secondary
I
up
do.
against anybody.
Well,
I do.
You know how I feel about
I don't want to
kickers
get in
and
the
tight
shootout,
ends. Tight ends and kickers. And they finally got the ball a little bit tomorrow. And you know,
he's been there all year.
Outgoing senior.
By the way,
he's been
if
there
you
all year.
want to see something special, just kind of freak of nature, watch A&M's punter.
Really?
Oh, he will be the landslide first-team All-American punter.
50, 60 yards?
He's averaging 55.
Wow.
And, you know, that takes and unlike LSU's punter, he does their pooch punts too, I think.
Yeah.
So that knocks some
Interesting.
off. Oh, he's kicking them 75 yards sometimes.
Call me crazy, Scooter. No. Was this the first game that the LSU punt return guy returned the punt?
Just about. They have gotten,
I thought it was me.
They have, you know, and LSU has traditionally had good punt returns. They've gotten nothing out of either return game this year. I don't ever see kickoffs anymore.
I don't.
Because they either fair catch it them inside the 25, or it seems like everybody can kick it through the goalpost.
Yeah, it seems that way.
But they've taken.
That's all about that concussion deal. They don't.
But
want
LSU has gotten nothing out of the return
nothing,
game.
I said he's returning a punt. Oh my God! It was just like a surprise to me because he actually returned one.
Again, it was Rice.
LSU and A&M Saturday at College Station. Let's spend a couple of seconds on Les Miles. He's back in coaching. Good for him. Officially introduced as the new head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks. Could very well be just a notch above Rice.
What are the Jayhawks, 2-9?
I don't know.
This is how you put in your notes the worst team in FBS. They are not. They may be right up there as the worst Power 5 team.
That's kind of what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Power 5.
But they're not.
Yeah. Power 5.
But I'm with you.
Yes.
In spirit.
This is.
Gosh,
I gotta ask this though. If I was thinking, if Les Miles would have waited, maybe could he have gotten a better offer? Let the season end, or is this the best that Les Miles?
That's a thought.
Today,
Rick?
the Colorado job comes open.
I know.
He's coached there before.
Okay.
As an assistant.
Yeah. He's 65.
He and Jerry DiNardo coached there.
Okay, so he's 65, but he's a young 65.
Yeah,
he's been out of the game.
He won a challenge.
He's been out of the game for a couple years.
But I mean, this is not a fixer-upper here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ground zero.
Oh yes. You're talking about Kansas. Yeah.
Do you leave the SEC though? I mean,
but you know the man wants to work. The man wants to coach.
Well, he wasn't going to get an SEC job.
You know, he renegotiates with LSU. He's going to make what, about 2.8, 2.7 at Kansas.
2.7.
He gets 1.5 from LSU.
Yeah.
He gets all that worked out.
But you know, he did. He got one last dig in at Joe Oliva. It was kind of confusing when he took that $1.5 million buyout, as opposed to the 6.5 on the table.
Yeah.
But once he signed with Kansas, that was out the window.
Out the window, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have gotten any of that. So he He picked Joe Oliva's pocket for another $1.5 million before he left.
He did.
Because of his tendency to run the 5 yards in a cloud of dust, if you will. Is that holding him back, or is that a bad perception of Les Miles?
I think it was. I don't know. I think it was fair to a degree.
I think so too.
And people pointed to, and I think it's right, I've pointed to it, go back to that 2011 game of the century.
Yeah.
Nick Saban evolved from there.
He did. He had to.
He saw the future of the game.
I agree.
Scooter, you're right. We talked about that.
Not so much. Les Miles still wanted to play Michigan football.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's Michigan football. Hit you in the mouth, and we're going to do it again. You can't do that.
And the only thing that would scare me, and I think getting fired at LSU, he probably did learn his lesson. You know, I did at Oklahoma State. He ran pretty wide open offense before he came to LSU. But he surely learned his lesson. You know, when he survived that coup attempt the year before he got fired, and everybody assumed, okay, that near-death experience, LSU's gonna, and they came out there. I knew he was done that opening game against Wisconsin that year.
Yeah.
When all they did was run off tackle.
Yeah, that was it.
And he thought Brandon Harris was a better quarterback than.
Who did they have in the backfield at the time? Was that his reasons for doing that? Maybe. Who was that running back?
Well, no, you had Fournette.
Yeah. I mean, to a degree, do you blame him, Scooter?
No.
When you got that guy in the backfield.
No.
Well, you had guys too, but that.
He didn't evolve. He didn't evolve.
He didn't evolve.
He didn't evolve the offense. All right, we're up against the clock.
He didn't.
We're up against good for Les Miles though.
Yeah,
I'd like to see Les Miles back in the
know,
he's going to be a fun guy to
I have
watch,
mixed
man.
emotions because I'm doubtful he could really get it turned around there. But gosh, if you wish anybody well.
If you can recruit
all right, we'll take a short pause. We'll get
around.
into Lance Guidry. We'll talk more about the McNeese basketball arena opening up. Trey Quinn is also on our table of goodies.
Yes, he is.
That and much more when we come back to Walk On. Stay right there.
Well, Relief Wind is going to get quality. We're going to make sure that the job is actually ordered correctly. Experienced measure tech, experienced salesman, experienced installer. Service. Customer satisfaction, that's our #1 product. At Relief Windows, you're going to get somebody going to show up on time, do what they say they're going to do. Nobody's going to run with your money. We're going to take care of you. At Relief Windows, we're not only windows, we're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
When you show up to a holiday party with a great tasting, less filling light beer, you might need to find a backup fridge. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
In the Lake Charles and Baton Rouge areas, AdSource Outdoor is a great way to get your business noticed. Call us at 337-477-4470. Get spotted with AdSource.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations: checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
All right, welcome back to Walk-Ons. We're going to get into the Lance Guidry situation in regards to contract, sitting down with the university, that whole thing, in a little bit.
Yes.
Let's talk basketball when it comes to the McNeese new arena, still called the H&HP Complex, whatever.
Health performance.
It's the Blue Valley.
Yeah. Oh my God!
It's the Blue Valley.
We're going to stop this.
I was there. I was there. It's not the Blue Valley. I was there.
In fact, hey, every week you bring this up.
What?
And I get mad.
Right, and you just get...
But I don't think about it till the next week.
Until the next week.
So I want you people out there.
Email.
My email address, it's on the bottom of my column 3 times a week.
Yes.
Email me with a better name than this stupid Blue Valley.
Okay, I'm
crap you
open.
keep
I'm
coming
open
up
to
with.
it. Go to our website.
But see, you got to put something that's in relation to Cowboy, though. That's the thing.
That's a great contest.
It's got to be something. Blue is good because, I mean, everything inside of it is blue.
It is
I was there. Everything's blue.
Soundoff60tv.com. Send us your
But
suggestions.
Blue Valley?
All right, let's move on. All right, they got it open, soft opening. All the big shots were there. You,
Governor
Stuart Moss, the governor, all Buddy Leach, all in your.
Everybody was there.
All the big money people around. Hobbs and I were not, unfortunately. Scheduling conflicts.
Y'all were away doing other things that were pretty much as exciting.
I'll see
as
it
being
this
there
week.
Too.
All right. What did you think of the atmosphere, the vibe, and the excitement of the building?
Wasn't full, wasn't packed, but I think when it gets packed, that's going to be a hard place to lose at.
Well, they did lose.
Well,
They did
but it wasn't packed.
Loyola.
But it wasn't packed, though. It wasn't packed.
Well, if you can lose
it was
to
a short
Loyola,
notice.
an NAIA school,
Well,
you can lose.
They could have won it, though, right at the end. They could have won it right at the end.
Well,
Scooter.
I would hope so.
Look, my thing is, the way it's situated, it's down on the court,
Yes,
and that is
like a valley.
It's good. It's good. But my thing is, it can get really loud. With the people that was in there, and it wasn't full, Rick, it was loud.
Yeah, well, it needs to be loud.
It was really loud.
You know, I'm glad they got it open. I'm glad the soft opening went well.
It did.
I think they'll improve as they go.
Oh, it will.
You know, but the Cowboys, forgot the most important thing.
They did.
And you got to win the game.
You got to win
have
it.
to win the game.
You got to
You
win
have
the
to
game. And you know, the fans in the local area, they got to string some wins and quickly.
They do.
Yeah, the newness
Quickly.
of the arena will wear off.
Yes.
It will if you're not winning.
So Tuesday
you're
night,
not winning.
Tuesday night, the University of Mobile.
Yeah.
The women play against LSU Alexandria on Wednesday morning,
night,
and
yes.
then Friday night, it's Mississippi College. This is a couple of opportunities for the Cowboys. They got to
To
win.
be at home and
I know
and
he
get a win.
sure knows that.
Oh, he
knows
does.
They got to win. All
He
right.
does.
You know they lose. Look, they had a chance, but this is apparently a pretty good NAIA team.
They
But
are.
Still.
They are good. They were just as good as McNeese, really.
It's
They are
going to take
good.
a little time to
They are good.
all that new roster and all that stuff to get it cranked.
Size-wise, they matched up well
But
with McNeese.
what would you letter grade on the arena as it sat with all the bells and whistles?
B
An A
plus.
Oh, B plus.
B
Not
plus.
an A. Not
B
an
plus.
A.
You got some things you got to fix. Got some
Okay.
things you got to fix.
All right.
Things
Okay.
you have to fix inside.
Yeah. That
You have to fix.
Reported or announced.
There was, in some areas, the flowing wasn't even down.
Oh, okay.
It was
Well,
that quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
An announced crowd of about 2,600. Far exceeds
Yeah.
anything McNeese basketball has done
Yeah.
in years.
Yeah.
But that is below the capacity of 4,200.
4,000. 4,000 to
4,200 is
4,200.
the capacity. So got some work to do on that. All right,
That's
Lance
better
Guidry-
than 1,000 rattling
Pardon?
around Burton Coliseum.
Yeah, really. None. All right, Lance Guidry signed a 3-year deal when he joined the Cowboys as head coach.
Yes, he did.
3 years ago. The contract is up. He's been questioned the last couple of weeks in regards to, of course, the response is, I got a game to win with Lamar.
Yeah.
Now that
Which
the
is the
season
right
is
answer.
over, no playoffs, and will he sign again? Said this week that he expects to sit down with AD Bruce Hemphill and University President Dr. Darryl Burkell after the holidays. In this league, Scooter, you sign because you're going to sign a contract. If he gets a better offer, he'll go. That's how it is in FCS football. There's nothing binding him to
I mean, if Lance wants to move
not saying
his
he's looking to
coaching
leave.
career to the next level, I mean, if an opportunity arises, I mean, I could see it not being hard for him not to take it.
He had interest in an offer from Florida State last year.
Yes.
I think he wants to resign. I think he will resign. I think the Cowboys want and need him to resign.
If he's happy being right here with McNeese, Lance will resign.
Oh, I think he is.
And I think he is too, Scooter. But, with any coach, I mean, if you want to do more than just coach on the college level you have to look at that, Rick, to where your career is going to take you.
Yeah, exactly.
To know that you've got to move on sometimes.
Exactly.
And if
he's
that's
still,
what he wants to
he's still
do.
a young 47.
He is young.
Good
yes.
energy, great recruiter.
He is. He is.
Opportunities, if he wants them, they're there.
That's my
down
point,
the line.
Rick.
For the
That's
Cowboys,
exactly what I'm
though,
saying.
for the Cowboys and this program, they need Lance Guidry. They need continuity.
Well,
they need that, guys. That's my opinion. Now,
They
granted, it
need-
wasn't a great year.
Let me say this. They need somebody that knows the culture. Let me say that. That's what they need. And
Knows
he
the
knows
territory.
It. And he knows it.
Knows the territory.
And
for
Lance
recruiting.
Guidry knows
All right.
it.
Lance Guidry will be in the fourth chair next week, and we'll ask him all these questions and more. Is that fair, Kevin?
That's fair.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Is that good with you?
That is good with me.
Thank you for
You
being-
better hope your Saints win next week.
Thank you for being festive on that. All right, FCS playoffs. San Diego at Nichols. They're the only one that got a home
Yeah,
game.
can you believe that, man? Nichols is
Lamar
back
at
in
Northern
it, man.
Iowa, and Incarnate Word at Montana State, and North Dakota
Well,
State.
Incarnate Word, this will be their last game, okay? They're not getting past Montana
North
State.
Dakota State
Whatever.
is #1 seed in the country again.
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 They're going for at least 7 or 8 national titles.
Yeah.
That's, you know.
So that's a wrap for
corn-fed
Incarnate Word.
machine.
They had a good year.
Corn-fed machine.
They had a good year.
FCS playoffs, and the Cowboys, unfortunately, are home for the holidays.
Yeah.
All right. Had to throw that in last there.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did, Rick.
We'll
You
take our
did.
last time out. The girls of walk-ons and a few other tidbits as our holiday show
always.
continues from walk-on. Stay right here.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season. Only at Walk-Ons.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
All right, let's welcome in the girls from walk-ons. That would be lovely Brittany and Kai, and they've got some nice goodies here. It's holiday week. It's Thanksgiving week. Can you match up that with maybe a big roasted turkey going on in everybody's house this week? Maybe? Maybe?
I can
All right,
believe
what do
that,
we got?
too.
What do we got, Brittany?
I can believe it.
I got a smoked Gouda and turkey burger. Comes with Gouda, bacon, pepperoni peppers, tomatoes, red onion, spring mix, and chipotle mayo on a wheat bun. And waffle fries come on the side.
So it's turkey-based.
Yes.
It's turkey-based, people. We've got a
Yes,
possible
it is.
theme going on,
Yes,
right,
it is,
Kai?
Rick. I
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
So I have the turkey and Swiss sandwich. It has, it's served on our Texas toast. It has turkey, bacon, tomatoes, garlic aioli, romaine lettuce, and tomatoes.
Very good.
Okay, so Hobbs, here's the challenge.
You
You
know
know,
what I
if you-
love
if you-
about
Which
walk-on?
one is
Yeah.
the healthiest? Is that what you're
I
trying to say?
think they put bacon on
They
everything.
put bacon on everything, but
Yeah.
here it is,
Bacon,
Hobbs.
bacon.
If
They
you
put
can't get-
bacon on their dessert.
If you can't get a lovely young lady to fix you a turkey, traditional, here it is right here.
That's
Yeah.
no doubt. I totally agree,
You
Rick.
got a turkey burger with
That's a good
Gouda,
burger.
and you got a turkey club sandwich with bacon. All
That's a
there
good
just for
turkey
you,
sandwich.
man. Just for you.
more you
Ladies,
want.
it's a holiday week. It's already getting cranked us behind us. It's early in the week.
It is.
You guys expecting an overflow crowd on a holiday week? I mean, it's going to get crazy here, isn't it?
I always expect it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Especially judging from today.
Especially you got family, relatives coming in from out of
Yes.
town, and you want to come out and experience their walk-ons. I think you guys are going to have a great Thanksgiving holiday.
Yep.
It's
All
gonna
right,
be
Brittany
great.
and Kai, we appreciate it.
Thank
Y'all
you
have a
guys.
great
Great job,
Thanksgiving, okay?
as always.
One thing to think about too is, later in the week, Thursday night, Saints and Falcons. That's going to be huge here at
That's a quick
Walk-Ons.
turnaround, Rick.
And then,
That's a
of
quick
course,
turnaround.
then you got the Cowboys playing. Cowboys are playing the Redskins. All right.
Yeah.
And I like this for a transition. Speaking of the Redskins, Trey Quinn, remember?
Yes.
Finally
Finally gets
finally
to make
got
his NFL debut.
Finally came off of injured reserve,
did.
had that high ankle sprain. According to reports out of Washington, 4 targets.
4 catches.
4 catches.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was just 4 targets.
Yeah.
But 4 catches.
And you might know, you've been monitoring the media reports. He was, not maybe listed, but he was the emergency quarterback.
Yeah,
For
well,
underback
once-
backup. Colt,
really?
if
After
Colt
Smith
McCoy would
got
have went down.
hurt.
Did he really? He was next in
He
line.
was it.
Now, I don't ever remember him playing quarterback
At
at
ball,
any
I don't
level.
need the school.
He
I don't
was
need
a
the
pitcher,
school.
right?
I don't need.
He was
He was
Little
a
League.
pitcher.
I don't remember that.
So maybe he does have the good
Oh
arm.
my gosh!
but-
But you know what that
Congratulations
says
to
about
Trey
Trey?
Quinn.
To be put in that position, he's got to be a smart kid.
Yeah, congratulations. He finally got on the field. He played early
That's
on.
good,
and
though.
then
We happy
the
for him.
ankles.
We are.
He's been on IR for like 9 or 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And all of that was set up by this gruesome injury again to Redskins quarterback Alex Smith.
Wow.
How ironic and weird. 33
Lawrence
years
Taylor.
to the day when
Lawrence
Joe
Taylor.
Theismann had the compound fracture on that lower leg. To the day, guys, and Theismann's at the field. He's at the game.
That's crazy, isn't it, Rick?
And he knew, it's crazy. And I read a report Theismann had to get up in his suite and just kind of clear his head because the memories
That's crazy,
of the
man.
Lawrence Taylor hit and the injury that
But I will
ended his
never
career.
forget, you knew something bad happened. You know, everybody knew Lawrence Taylor was a terror. That's just the way he played. But for him to have that kind of reaction after he saw what
Oh,
happened,
yeah, I've forgotten that.
you will never forget that.
Yeah.
You will
And,
never
you
forget
know,
that.
Smith breaks the tibia and the fibia.
Yeah.
It wasn't a compound fracture,
No.
but the ankle was, it was gruesome.
It was bad.
It was a bad injury,
bad.
and he's 34.
Hope it's not career ending, though, because that's.
Theismann didn't come back.
No, it was for Theismann.
I hope
Yeah.
it's not career ending for him. Because
But
that's-
remember, what's the guy from the Boston Celtics? That was bad.
That was
Jordan
bad.
Hayward. Remember that last
Yeah.
year when he broke the leg and the
When he
ankle?
yeah.
And he came back. Took
Good
him a
enough.
year, but he came. So all
Yeah.
prayers and thoughts to the Alex
Oh,
Smith,
most
hopefully,
definitely,
because he really is a great guy and a great
He
leader
is,
for that
he
team.
is.
But Trey Quinn, he's on, he's
Happy for
playing.
Trey.
Follow him, and the Cowboys have him Thursday.
Yes.
And speaking of
Yeah.
the Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboy fans in this region are large,
It's a lot
and
of
now they're
them.
going to get loud.
It's a lot of them.
Because now they're in line to win this thing. The Eagles suck. The Redskins are
Eagles
faltering,
fell off,
and the
man.
Giants
What
are
happened?
just,
Giants have won 2 in a row,
Well, I
just
know,
like the
but,
Cowboys.
I can't imagine the Giants coming back and winning this thing.
No.
But who knows?
I can't imagine that
Look,
happening.
in the NFL, you got to stay healthy. And let me swing it back to the Saints. My gosh, Armstead is out for a couple of weeks, but it's a short-term deal.
Yeah.
They've been able to keep key players healthy, guys,
Mm-hmm.
and that's got to continue for this train
That
to
is
continue.
true.
You're right. They've
know?
got to stay healthy, Rick.
And it's
They
got
have to
it's
stay healthy.
offensive line, and they don't even have the number 1 pick. Marcus Davenport has pretty much been non-existent. If he comes back from this toe injury, talked about that defensive line.
I think you're looking more like he might be ready for the playoffs.
So
Right.
be it.
Yeah.
So be it. And then you got Brandon Marshall sitting there.
Yeah.
Will they activate him this week for the Falcons
Why
game?
don't they just go find one of the streetcar conductors? Breeze
Stop it,
will
Scooter.
throw him open.
Crazy Scooter. Look,
I'm telling you.
All
Rick,
right.
I don't want to blow you up too much, but
Blow me
if
up.
the Saints continue to do what they're doing, I don't think there's a defense that can match up with the weapons they have on offense.
What
Nobody.
weapons other than Breeze and Michael Thomas? Okay, the 2 running backs.
Yeah.
You've got some
But
weapons on
they,
offense.
they
Scooter.
I swear they pull people out of the stands for the other receivers.
This is a well-oiled
You've got
machine,
some
and
weapons
we're looking
on
toward
offense,
Atlanta.
Scooter.
All right, guys.
You do, man.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Hope you had a great
Have a
holiday
happy
week.
Thanksgiving
Wishing
and
you
a
and your
safe
family the
Thanksgiving.
very best. Thanks for joining
Yes.
us here at Walk-Ons and Soundoff60. See you next time.
Soundoff60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9 and again Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10. Soundoff60 also airs throughout Southwest Louisiana on Vive Broadband Channel 6 at 9 p.m. Check your local listings. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at soundoff60tv.com.